Okay guys, so this is the second part of the tutorial for applying the leather wrap to the hilt. As you can see, I've already taped off the hilt with paper and tape. The only part is exposed here will be the area that we're going to apply the leather. As we say in the hobby, it's always good to prepare and have a game plan. I've mixed up 2-part epoxy. That's what we'll use to hold down the final tab on the leather, and we'll use a little adhesive spray on the body just to give a little tack and give something for the leather to stick to. Having said that, I'll go ahead. Now we're not going to use very much here. We're just going to do a light dusting on this body because we just need a little bit to hold it. We just need to give it a little tack. That usually takes about 20 seconds, 15 to 20 seconds to set up. By the time that I get the tape pulled off and get prepped here, we'll just about be ready to go. Now you may have noticed in the last video we had a black leather. In this one I switched to a red slipper. This lighter color will just give a little more contrast, and it will allow you to see the details a little bit better. Now we've already pre-fit this, and you can see the shape in there. It's already been molded and shaped to the hilt. That will make it much easier to install and lay down. I normally will put a mark of any kind. This is a black Sharpie just to let me know how I took it off the hilt. I'll put it right back on. That way it fits in the shape that we've already formed it. I generally will start my wrap on the side. You can put it anywhere that you prefer. That will just indicate or dictate how it comes out when you get toward the end. The tapered end is what will lay against the body first. This is what we might call a switch body, or the elevated side of a hilt. And you'll lay over, and you've already got your overlay. Now generally I will do about 1/4 of an inch, as I said in the last video, the dry fit video. Now doing the dry fit to begin with, as I said, also helps to form and fit to the hilt this time because your leather has already kind of taken shape. And all you have is just a little light tack. You really have to press down hard to even feel it on your finger, but as you pull and press this leather, you'll get the same reaction. It will lay on the hilt and it will take shape, and you shouldn't have any problem with it sliding or moving around. And at the same time, it's really not that difficult to move if sometime down the road you wanted to change colors or do something different on the hilt. So with that said, we'll just continue to wrap. We'll watch our spacing. Another good thing about this is we're spraying the hilt and not the leather. So if you get down here toward the end and you feel like you need to change this or pull a few coils back because you're not quite meeting where you need to meet, then you can do that without damaging the leather up top. Now if you see, there is my taper on this end, and we want it to fall right there. And then we'll come on around. You may notice that I'm wrapping this upside down. That's because I'm left-handed. A right-hander might turn it this way, hold it here, and push the hilt into their body as they wrap, and that will give you some stability. But at this point right here, we're to the end. It'll lay right across. Now what I'll do just for a minute is I'll put a small piece of tape there and hold it in place. I've already got some epoxy mixed up. This is 2-part epoxy. It's 5-minute, and I've done it ahead of time, and as you can see, it's already gumming up, and that'll be really just about where you want it. I always say use less than you need. I hold my thumb right there because we can peel back that far. If you want to put a little bit in this groove, you can do that, and then put just a little bit on the tip here. Notice I'm rotating, or I'm rolling the toothpick. Now that really does not look like that much. You can put more than that on if you want, but if you're not careful, if you put too much on, you will encounter, you know, some squishing out. If you do that, you can take a toothpick and clean the edge. Now what I'm going to do with that is just put this piece of tape. I'm going to let it run there. This is painter's tape, and I've taken and I've stuck it to cloth 2 or 3 times. That's to take some of the tack off of it, because all we want to do for it here is just to hold the leather long enough to dry. We don't want to peel it away later and damage the leather, so it doesn't have much tack on it. Now we probably have about 2 minutes here And our glue, if you can see, is almost to the point to where it will solidify, maybe another minute and a half or 2 minutes, and you can pull the tape right off. If you see that you have maybe a small edge that's up, you can put a little more dab under there and carry on, but that's pretty much it. Now, the more you grip and the more you press down on this, the more it will adhere and hold. So that is basically applying the leather wrap using glue for a permanent application. If you have any questions, please just hit me up. I'll be happy to help. Thank you guys for looking.